La 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 la. Oh no, demonetization and royalties.
I think that's an issue. Uh, I don't think monetization is one of our top priorities right now.
I think it's more like swearing.
Uh, yeah, that I think we should really not swear. Boom, 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 boom. YouTube does this funny thing where it keeps our live streams private when I um, uh, when I click the button. And we do public, we do save, and I think, Andre, I think we are live.
Cool.
It is possible that we are live. I think even people who don't know us can see we are live now. Possibly.
Can't see it on the channel yet, but it usually is also a few minutes delayed.
I we wait, we wait, we wait. I have it now as public.
Oh yeah, now it says live.
Great, great, great. Then there's the only thing to do is to say welcome everyone to another Multiverse stream. We are of course the only craft beer channel where two Danish guys under 30 talk about beer. I think that's true actually.
Yeah,
So so I'll just say
just ignore the huge majority of beer enthusiasts that we are also a part of.
yeah.
White men.
But if we just cut it close and say two white men under 30 that are Danish that are streaming right now, I think we are actually the entire population right now, and I just want to say I'm proud to be representing.
Don't be that white and say proud proud boy.
Anyways, welcome to.
Proud to be a white Danish male under 30 who enjoys craft beer.
And I
Yeah.
think this is it's gonna be even more interesting this stream because we are of course as the title says planning a beer for a heavy metal festival, but I actually lied in the title because we are not only planning one beer, we are planning two beers, and
Oh.
Andrea has promised me to that he would explain the circumstances that put us in this situation. But beforehand, I just wanted to say that as an inspiration for today, we brought some metal beers to try and get the creative juices flowing. And I have already bled for my beer. I tried to open it with a marker, but it didn't work. So I had to, as a plebeian, open it with an opener. So I have it here, um, and I'm opening it. Here we are. Today I have brought you
Woo!
a very dark beer. It's really it's gonna be quite interesting to listen to me after this one. It is the 555 number of the yeast. It is from Illuminati, which is Danish for Beer Illuminati. This is a Russian imperial stout, and it has been brewed and fermented entirely while playing Iron Maiden. So just as the beer says, to get the right vibrations for the beer. They call this beer a unholy, yeasted, and emperor-like dark beer. So that's
This,
the concept for this one. This, I of course find it quite metal to have Jesus riding a reindeer with missile launchers from the sides. So that's my theme.
yeah. The fun thing is, there is also a brand of bourbon, which is called Blackened, and that's while it is being when it's on on the barrel, then there's being played Metallica songs, and you can download the playlists which has been made or been played for that specific batch you're drinking, and I love that. It's funny gimmicks. I don't know
It really is.
whether or not it does anything good for it. But yeah, I have brought also a dark beer because I feel like heavy metal equals stouts or porters or yeah, black dark beer, heavy beer. Oh, so this is a homebrew that Mikkel and I made, and it's quite foamy. It's a stout, and we tried to get as high ABV as possible. We failed, but then we had to try to find a yeast which would not die. So we've used champagne yeast, and I had a lot of exploding bottles in my exploding bottles in my exploded bottles in my basement.
So the concept is, of course, that when the alcohol percentage in the fermentation gets a certain level, it kills the yeast. So that's it's really an interesting brew. I've never brewed with champagne yeast before, and I'm very happy that it's not me cleaning out the beer stains from the floors.
Yeah, it one of the times I was not home to hear the crash, so one day I just opened the door to my beer room and there was mold everywhere on the floor.
Oh, but we are
That
moving
was
to casks,
disgusting.
so it's possibly.
Yeah, we're moving to casks. So,
Cheers!
but yeah, we yeah, cheers. Before I talk about this festival, how is your beer?
Jesus! I know why Jesus is on this. Holy shit! It is a 15.1 ABV. I did not see that before. Um, and yeah, it is quite intense. It has some chocolatey notes. Um, whew, it's interesting. I'll just give it to my co-star. She looks offended. I Katie is appalled. So I think that this is certainly okay. And now she's happy. I think this is something we could really try to hit. Um, brewing one time, because it's really an interesting beer combination of different notes, and then it kicks you in the face, and then slowly it there's different chocolatey and coffee notes, and it's really quite pleasant. But putting Jesus on the front is really a good way of describing this beer.
Yeah, our homebrewed stouts. It's very bitter, like cocoa bean bitter. We haven't used cocoa nibs. We used a. I'm not sure it was molasses, but very close to molasses syrup in it, which is very bitter, and then a very heavy, malty, dark roasted flavor.
Hmm?
But yeah. So this festival, it's a small private festival which is called Thy Hill, named after a part of Jutland here in Denmark where it's being held. And it started during the COVID because a group of friends couldn't go to Copenhagen, the biggest metal festival in Denmark. So they just made their own small private festival, and now it's the sixth time that it's being held. And I know the guy who runs it. He plays in a band with my brother, and yeah, we got the opportunity to have a tap takeover. So we have approximately 1.5 months to produce 2 beers, and they need to fit into metal or rock and roll theme. I've participated a few times in this festival, and what beer you can buy is Pilsner, Tuborg Pilsner, one of the big breweries here in Denmark. Tuborg Classic, which is a Vienna lager. In Denmark, we call it Vienna Lager Classic. Then you can buy Tuborg Gulddame, which is just a high ABV Pilsner. And then the best one of them all, Limfjord Porter, the beer I grew up on. It's a porter from a local brewery there, and it's just amazing. They put licorice in it, and it tickles all the right places, right in the liver. So yeah, what I'm thinking when we should with this tap takeover is that we should bring some beers that is something different than what they usually can buy at the festival, but still thinking crowd pleaser.
Yeah. I think if I might add something, you have not entirely described the difficulty of what we are trying to do here, because if we did this normally, we would do this in bottles. You know, have a maybe a crate or two of these with us. But we are, as we said earlier, transitioning to kegs. We just bought. I just put a picture up on stream. I think maybe. Um, I can do this then. We just bought a new cool gimmick, not gimmick, tool,
Yo,
which is
precious piece of
precious,
equipment.
which is of course the Linter Pygmy 40, which has two taps. So that's the reason why we are doing two. We
That's a
are.
recipe you're showing.
Oh, I have maybe done something wrong then. Um, oh, it's only showing. Makes sense. Okay, I am slowly learning how and why OBS is on my new computer. But what I'll tell you is that it is beautiful and it has two tabs. So we are doing kegs, and we have not done any brews before on kegs. So it's the fermentation style is different. You know, we force ferment our beers. Not the fermentation style, the carbonation style, but also a bit of the on the fermentation style, because of course our carbonation comes from sugar normally, and it's just pure carbon now. So that's gonna be really interesting.
I
It's a
actually think,
difficulty that we haven't tried before.
yeah, we haven't tried it, but I actually think it's going to be an easier process than what we usually do, because when you carbonate naturally by adding additional sugar, we are not doing it very precise, and we don't know how many of the yeast cells which is alive when we bottle our beer. We have pretty much no control of that process. So when force carbonating kegs, we will get a much more I could imagine precise products. Yeah, we can make sure they get the right carbonization without waiting a month for a natural carbonization to happen.
Mm.
So we are saving some time that we can then just use for the primary fermentation to get a bit more rounded edge beer. So yeah, I would say it could potentially be easier.
Okay, so
It helps time wise.
yeah, definitely, and I think that so I think there's a lot of new things. I think it's the first time we're gonna be serving that much beer to strangers. Also, I think that's really
Oh yeah, definitely.
it's really a make or break situation. Um, if people don't like our beers or something go wrong, we have 40 liters of beer we have to
Kids.
have to place somewhere. And of course, for me the biggest difficulty is how am I gonna fare on a metal festival? You know.
Yeah. So yeah, we talked about a dress code for a stream where we have to make beer recipes for a metal festival, and I really feel like Mikkel, you did not go along with the theme.
I
I even brought my battle vests. It is a bit new, so I don't have that many patches, but yeah, I got Sabaton, a local a Danish band called Skull Club. It's a Danish equivalent to Ailstorm, and then yeah, mainly just Danish bands. The Horse is a reference to a song by the band Red Vashava, which the name of the song directly translated to English is Fucked to Death by a Horse. It's a banger.
So what we are trying to the picture we are trying to paint right now is that Andreas is very much into the scene we are going to, and I have been to one concert, and that concert was loud, very loud, but coincidentally also the concert where we were recruited for this noble cause of brewing beer for metalheads.
Yeah, it was a metal band battle where the host of this festival competed. He plays in two bands, and both of them were participating. So yeah,
But without further ado, maybe we should just jump into it.
yeah. So when I'm thinking metal beer, rock and roll beer, my personal thought was it's dark beer or it's very hop forward in a bitter way. No, no New England style IPAs. No fruitiness here. It should be like a kick in the face. The feeling when you're in a mosh pit and you accidentally fell to the ground and a big muscly bear of man meat helps you up. That's the kick in the nuts face.
Face or nuts or something.
Yeah, same shit when you're in a mosh pit. Like hit you in the face like when the two sides in a wall of death just crashes into each other.
Okay, I think I see the vibe. Um, as as we kind of talked about off stream, I was really inspired by this book, Michaela's. Not because we share name only, but because there was some recipes in the book about that had these metal themes. It was mostly dark IPAs or imperial stouts and the like. And I took one example that I proposed to you, which was a dark IPA. Um, and I kind of looked into that as as a template we could try and play with, to tweak and get something that could be like this heavy aggressive metal beer. But before we jump into we don't need to use Pilsner malt. That's too light discussion. I think it would be a good idea to try and just zero in on what is it exactly we are trying to achieve. What's the theme of the
Yeah.
beer?
Prior to this stream, I went to one of the best places to get some inspiration doing some crowd work, and I went to Reddit, and someone had actually asked the question, "What is the most metal beer you've had lately?" And the answers were very different. Mostly, what the Redditors defined as a metal beer came down to the artwork,
Hmm.
because that style-wise it was everything from a lager. For example, Iron Maiden has a beer line, and they make pale ales and lagers. So they do a lot of different beers, but they're doing light beers, very chuggable beers. So actually, I would say like a good concert beer could also be chuggable, because when you're running around in a death circle, you are burning some calories and you need something refreshing.
Mm.
But it was very much the artwork that people then thought, oh, this is metal because it's got a metal artwork. But then the majority showed either stouts or triple IPAs. Dark triple IPAs was a beer style I saw the most on this Reddit thread.
Okay. So
And
the idea is not entirely dumb with the dark
you know,
IPA.
yeah, because I feel like the dark IPA got everything you need. Bitter hops, because I think it should be a bit more West Coast inspired. You got high ABV, so you get shit faced, and then you got the dark malts. Yeah,
Hmm.
and it just feels metal. Everything of it, all the holy trinity of metal beer.
Hmm. I think when you said Death Circle, it something just it clicked in me. I liked that word, so I googled it and I see a lot of course the ants, but there's
Yes.
the ants, but there's a lot of skulls and that circular motion. And then I just wrote down Circle of Death, as a hint towards the death circle. So maybe if we could do something with that, because also when you pour beer, sometimes it goes in a circle. So I think we could do something with that. Just an idea from what you kind of talked about.
Yeah. I feel like a dark triple IPA called Death Circle or Circle of Death could be pretty damn good.
Hmm?
That could be one of the beers, but then we have like a beer which would be like the easy, what's it called, analysis conclusion. Yeah, like this is a no-brainer. Of course, this is a metal beer. It's dark, high ABV because triple IPA, and then a shit ton of bitter notes to punch you in the face.
One of the yeah, one of the things that I got from the Mikkeller recipes was that they used, especially in the kind of more metal beers, they used they use Warrior hops, which it's both kind of but it's incredibly high ABV, and you could do something, in my mind, it Warrior is like a bearded guy with a two-handed axe, or something like that. So I think we could do something with the Warrior aesthetic also. Circle of
Mm,
Death Warrior, something like that.
I like that. Yeah, I think we should definitely do that.
So
Well, I'm a bald, bearded man, and I actually have an axe in my shit.
but the maybe go do some the name Circle of Death or Death Circle. I don't know what's more easy to say, and then
Circle of Death.
Circle of Death, yeah, and then do some Berserker themed um, iconography on the bottle. Or in this case, it's we don't use bottles, so we have maybe something.
Yeah, Frog Eye or something like that.
Yeah, I think that really helps the story, and then
Yeah,
we could do like write the top hops, and one of them would be Warrior, and I think that's gonna be. I think that we really have a good concept now. For the
yeah.
first one.
We need to use Warrior.
Hmm.
I don't recall having tasted Warrior hops. Or maybe I have, but I haven't been aware. But let's fucking go for it. But should we then go with something where it's of course bitter, but at the still time a bit aromatic, like a classic duo Citra? What's
Hmm.
it? The other one called? Also with the C.
Cascade, Sentinels.
Yeah, Cascade. Yeah, Sentinel, Cascade, Citra kind of thing, and then just pump up on the alpha acids.
Do you want to do the more of the actual recipe now, or do you want to do the theme for beer number two?
Yeah, let's just finish up this beer maybe because now we have talked so much in depth, and then we can go back to the other beer, and then when we have a finished beer recipe, then we know exactly what not to do in the second beer.
Okay, great. So I'll just switch over. I hope now figured out how to use a browser. I think I know how to use a browser.
I thought you
Um,
worked with IT.
I just I said to Katie today. I feel like every time I touch something technology, my it just breaks nowadays. I don't know why. Curse of the trade. You spend time on it. I don't know. But I took inspiration. This is me. I think I wrote
You wrote some notes.
uh, on the screen now for those listening. We have a beer that I call Dark Metal. It's nearly an entire copy of one of the beers in Mikkeller's book that is called Dread Double IPA, which has this logo. It looks kind of metal. And it's a beer from Monster, Indiana. So it's American. Uh, this is of course a imperial but the reason I wrote it up was that I wanted to kind of have a theme or a template to try and get that, get that warrior, or get have a metal template and then work from there. This is of course an imperial, so it has a ABV of 10. It's also a very offensive beer at 96, but it has a rather low ABC for our purpose. So what we need to tweak is we need to get a higher ABC,
Mm.
maybe a lower ABV, or keep it that way.
Yeah, I think we should try to reach a an IBU of 69.
That could be really cool. I am for that concept. So
Yeah, so this circle of death with an IBU of 69.
I just wanna. This is some of the same measurements. Just notice that they used 420 wheat. Um, for the wheat malt. I think that was just a really nice touch.
Yeah,
So
I think we should have 420 grams of. Oh, no, that's way too much hops for this batch size.
you could do a total hop, as an Easter egg, just when you. But yeah, even when you dry hop, it's I think it's too much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We could what's it called? Add up the boil time for each hop used as well as interval being put in.
Hmm?
So, for an example, if you have two types of hops that needs to be there for the whole hour, then it would be 120 and so on, and then add it up to 420,
That's
just
really
to
cool.
make the most stupid and ridiculous calculation ever. But then you would get both 420 and 69, and then we got all of the memes on the internet because we are adults.
uh, I
And
support it.
farts are funny.
They definitely are. Okay, so if we are going down this rabbit hole, I think first of all, Pilsner mode as a base. I think I have some Castle lying around, which is 6 EBC.
Yeah,
And I think that's okay, right?
yeah, I think, but yeah, then we need some what's it, caramel malts with a high EBC and maybe a small amount of roasted malts.
I think it's not Munich. That's too high. I can't remember what I used to.
Google,
What?
is it Fuglsang?
No, it is Castle but our friend Birkalt does not have. It only has archetypes. It doesn't have brands or specific such. Yeah, I have Castle malt, but yeah, maybe I should just Google Castle malt. It is Castle Pilsner malt, possibly. So let's just go with Pilsner malts. Pils. And
Alpha Malts,
do
please
a three.
sponsor us. We like you. You are a nice base for all the beers.
Okay, so we have Pilsner malt. We need to do we need to do 20 liters at least. I
Yeah, I
To
think
be
we
safe, go 25 at least.
25 because usually when we do this, it's hard for us to calculate the evaporation during the boil. It just differs from time to time. We have tried to measure how much vapor that gets, and it's hard. So yeah, I would rather try to make 25, and then there will be some sediment in the bottom anyways.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So, but to get 25, we usually throw in like, yeah, some 32 or something like that. As the so we have to do a little bit more. Yeah. Um, we have Pilsner malt. Maybe we do a little bit less Pilsner malt.
Yeah,
So do like 6, and then instead of something Miller, I don't know, then we do Cara. Um,
I think this one could easily take a kilo, if not 1.5 kilos of caramel malt, and then 200 to 250 grams of some dark roasted malts.
but I, Cara. Oh, Cara Hell, is that something I can buy? That could be like great.
Okay, if you can get Cara Hell malt
I
from
can, I
from the
can. He has it. What is okay? Sorry, this is a but we have to go down. It's
yeah,
a premium
it's
special
we
malt.
don't make the rules.
Uh, it has a golden nuance.
It's a low EBC.
Yeah, it has 20 to 40.
Yeah,
Uh,
so maybe like okay, so you said 6 kilos of Pilsner malt,
yeah. Or
right?
yeah.
Okay, maybe we should go with like 5 kilos of Pilsner malt, 2 kilos of this Carahel, and then half a kilo of a dark roasted malt, not the one with the highest EBC, but something up there to get that color and roast flavor.
Roasted barley.
Yeah,
Oh shit. 1000 DBZ. It's over 1000. Okay. um, yeah. So it's still
no, it's
within.
only an EBC of 64.
So this is a mistake.
Not necessarily. No, 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 no. The EBC of the final beer.
Okay. The EBC we buy can be up to 14. So if it's up to 14, it's still within the the constraints. Maybe we
Yeah, yeah,
do
but
like this 500, right? That was what you said.
I said 500 grams. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Not EBC 500 EBC. No,
Uh,
we
I
should definitely have.
I typed in 500 grams of roasted barley. That's what I was talking about. Yeah.
But yeah, the final beer now has an EBC of 71.
ABV of
Mm,
7.1. So did you want the EBC
It's
to go down a bit so we have 69 or
uh, but honestly, it's a bit low of an ABV. What would happen if you added like a half a kilo to a kilo of Pilsner malt to get that ABV up, and then it would also potentially have. Oh yeah, it would get the EBC up also. But yeah, fuck that shit.
not really, not that much.
Yeah.
Not really. It wouldn't do anything to the EBC actually. It would
Yeah.
get and it would get it would give us a 0 point something. So I don't really
Yeah.
think it's the Pilsner malt we
Nah,
want to
it's
do.
more like the caramel.
Yeah. Maybe we could do something like I really like Munich malt, but I
Hmm.
think
Understandable.
that's gonna confuse it. I think that's gonna. Mm, um.
We should only do one type of caramel malt.
Yeah. Um. But is Carahel really a caramel malt?
No clue. You found it. I've
I
never seen it
literally
before.
just googled it. Okay, we have on stream now. If you can see it, um, it is made from the German brewing. It has fine caramel notes, but it's light caramel. So it's a sweet.
Yeah, it also
Um,
says it got a vanilla taste to it. I actually think that Carahel would be amazing in a stout or a porter.
hmm? So maybe we could do more of that, but I don't think it's gonna raise our ABC that much.
No,
And I don't want to do too much roasted barley. I don't like
no.
really smoky beers that much. And what we're aiming after is people pleasers, beers that really hit home really well.
Yeah. I think you're right that some Munich malts would not necessarily be bad here. I think if we have just less Munich malt than Carahel, then we're golden when it comes to what we would like to focus on. What would happen if we added a kilo of Munich malts?
I feel like a kilo does too little. It's the difference of 7.9 or 8.4. Um,
Oh yeah, then 1.5 definitely.
yeah, and the EBC doesn't really move.
No,
Do we want a darker beer?
no.
Okay.
It's already a quite dark beer on the chart.
Um,
Uh,
let's move on then. I think this is really fine as it is. Then
yeah, I think it's a nice malt profile. Sorry.
this, on the other hand, is a crazy hop setup. I had to type it in because I thought it was really fun. So the only hop they have that's under 10 alpha acids is Cascade, and it's dry hopping, so they don't use the alpha acids, and it's just pure
I
chaos.
feel like that pop profile is just what I'm thinking when I'm thinking metal beer. That's a punch in the face.
And it definitely is because the IBU is is 76, so which is well within the parameters for black IPA.
It's actually not that bad. It's not like sometimes when you've had an IPA where it's we've made an IPA, it's 150 IBU and it has to be very well balanced to be good.
Hmm. So, um, what I'm thinking, I don't know if we are married to the Simcoe idea.
Nah, not really.
It's the thing. It's the hop they boil the longest. They do an hour and a half, which is quite a bit, you know. Um,
Well, we have only tried wort boiling for a maximum of 1 hour, and you can get a lot of nice bitter notes in 1 hour. And also because we are going to brew two beers in one day on Saturday, and we will try to live stream that. Spoilers. Uh, I know it's only half an hour, but and a half an hour there, half an hour there, and we're also trying to fool around with some technical things that we haven't played with before, and also it's a bit heavy
hmm.
to the heavy
So
side.
so maybe we drop the Simcoe as the beginning. We could do
And
Cascade
what
as
if it
the.
accidentally ends up on an IBU of 69?
Well, if we do Cascade here and we do 60 minutes.
Oh, but
Oh, too
when
low now.
well, Cascade is really nice as a in this context as an aromatic. I don't think the Cascade should, as if we're going to use Cascade, that it should be the one that you would boil for the longest time to get all the alpha acids out. It would be the one that gives a bit more of a rounded taste without being too floral.
Okay. Well, I did it for you. We are at 69 IBU with the current setup, but I don't really like.
I'm not.
I want to do something with these with the hop profile. I think it's the Sentinel. Sentinel is a nice um, hop, but I think it can get it can be a little bit too aggressive. I don't remember it as one of the
Citra. Citra and Cascade are pretty good pals.
I like that idea. Also known as the Super Cascade. So yeah. So
I love the toenail.
the toe ads, yeah. I couldn't watch that for long. I had to just bail. Citra, I like Citra. It's really citrusy, and I think that
Yeah,
could diffuse some of the heaviness we get from the roasted barley.
yeah. Like it would actually be like a really hipster cup of coffee where you have these really smooth acidity notes to those dark roast flavors. It's amazing.
So if we do Citra, Sentinel is a heavy Cascade, and then Cascade as the dry hop. Maybe not Sentinel as the dry hop also. I don't know what you're
Nah,
thinking. I
I'm
don't
I'm
really
not
like it.
entirely. I'm not married to that idea.
Because if we do that, we could maybe up the warrior note. What is it that warrior gives us?
Well, it's not a hop that I know that well.
That's why I'm googling.
Oh, you're googling. Oh, just chat GPT it.
Oh, the international code for warrior hop is war.
Whoa!
Oh, it's an Yakima hop. That's interesting. It's
Shout
spicy.
out to
It
Yakima
has
Valley.
pine. It's floral. Okay.
It could be fun. How much alpha acids does it have?
It's rather high. It's 15. Oh,
Or
interesting.
it could.
They have hop pairings on the site.
Yeah.
Where Simcoe is number one, then Sentinel number two, and Citra is on it, and Cascade is on it. So it's not an insane idea we have here.
Yeah. Let's say fuck
Oh,
Simcoe.
I love this part. Substitutions for warrior, so we know where we're kind of at, and we have brewed a lot of Magnum, and we've brewed a lot of Columbus.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Um,
I really love Columbus.
so I think yeah, I think that's some of the things that
I think we have actually made an IPA at some point where we used both Citra and Columbus and Cascade.
and we have definitely used Cascade and Citra for an IPA. That's like the bog standard.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, so yeah, it's Citra, Cascade, and Warrior. That's it. That's our go to our hop mix.
yeah, and
And
I don't
then
want to.
I actually think we should go pretty much just Reinheitsgebot, no adjuncts.
I agree, but I want to talk about
Though,
the yeast.
yeah, so it will have pretty much just a month to ferment
Mm.
before being poured to the keg, and then it will have pretty much just 2 weeks to, if we're lucky, to get more rounded in the keg, and then we force carbonate it at the same time.
That's why
And because
it's really important for me to. I want to buy wet yeast and some high quality yeast because that's really an important part of the process. So I think we're going with some White Labs. Is my recommendation instead of you often use dry yeast, and that's really normal. It's really good idea for normal beers, but we are trying to hit it out of the park here. And
yeah, so our competitors are big corporate breweries, and we want to sell out.
mm, and what they have, if we substitute straight up, I can see that the special London ale um, is something that this one could do. So a VLP 013 from White Labs. So maybe we do that one. But
Let's go for it.
it's not a yeah. I think this gonna be a good one for us.
So, how high of an ABV can it go up to?
We have it here. It has a ABV at 12, and 8 is the low point. The only thing
Oh,
is
that's
that
pretty neat.
it in this heat it does not go above 22 as a recommended. So
Where we are going to ferment, we have the opportunity to ferment at 10 degrees Celsius in my basement. I have a cold room, and in another room we have around 20 degrees.
yeah, it will have to be 20.
Yeah, so there's going to be a heat wave in Denmark for the next couple of weeks, so we will have to ferment in my basement.
Yeah, there's no way around that. Okay.
Otherwise, it would just die.
Yep. But we're not. So we're doing 20 degrees fermentation, and we're not doing it for 5 days. That's
No, it would more be like 4 to 5 weeks, more likely.
4 to 5 weeks. So um, that's like let's say 34 days.
Let's go for it.
Um, does it? It does not do anything to the calculation.
No,
God damn. Okay,
it
I'll just do
doesn't.
30 days. As I said before, we need to build our own calculator. That's embarrassing. The calculator should say something about if you ferment this long, then the yeast will have time to do this, because we also tell it the specific yeast and the temperature, so that can be calculated. But nevertheless, we have a recipe for our. It's not dark metal anymore. It's what did we call it?
Circle of Death.
Circle of Death. And I think that the frog eye is gonna be a something about Circle of Death, a berserker with two hand axes or something like that.
Yeah, I can see like a berserker in the middle, and then a shit ton of ants running around it in a circle.
That's a great idea. I'll just berserker in. That's cool. That's really cool. Okay, well then we have another beer to discuss.
Yeah,
Boom. I have a intro name for a recipe, so I'll just go over to the look at us screen. because we are gonna do another one.
And another one.
Yeah. So, I'm not done with this one because it's 15 unholy presents. And Andreas drawing the berserker.
I got inspired. Okay, sorry, I have an art degree. Don't judge my sketch in a moment.
That's okay. While we wait, I'll just talk a little bit about what the plans are, because we of course trying to upload more on the channel. The bottleneck is pretty much that we don't have time. So we are trying to record the process of us doing what we would normally do in the hobby. So this is trying to brew beer for different occasions is really bread and butter for a lot of beer hobbyists. Brewing a beer for a wedding or something like that is really what people normally do. So I think us trying to brew beer for some friends at a hobby festival is really a good start, and taking you along in this process is going to be really fun, because you right here you have the ideas meeting from start to finish, and on Saturday you're gonna have the brew day from start to finish, and
And yeah, usually sometimes I just ignore Mikkel and start drawing.
yeah, that's normal process. But then I get to monologue, and that's my thing. So I'm really happy. So you get really the entire process. And I talked about he wanted to do some content while we are dishing out beers. So it's gonna be interesting to see what's that gonna be like, because one of our big pet peeves when consuming beer content is that we really hate beer festivals as content.
I made a berserker.
With devil horns. I can see it.
I think it should be a silhouette.
Mm.
And then when I began drawing, I kind of got inspired by childhood memories of the Y8 Flash game, Swords and Sandals.
It's on Steam now, actually. Swords and Sandals.
It is.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So now you could proper save and go through the entire campaign without having it be in one setting. So, but yeah, so we are trying to follow this process. One of the things we were wanting to do, this season of beer brewing, was we wanted to enter the national competition of hand brewers. That does not translate. Homebrewers. Handbrewers is the Danish direct translation. Homebrewers, but the Danish tax, the government basically told us that you have to be a registered brewery, and you have to pay tax on the beers you send into an amateur competition. So
yeah, it's
either
because there's something about health regulations and alcohol permits, and they want to control it.
And normally I would be you go girl about things like that, but right now I'm like, this is a hobby competition. This is
yeah, it's so fucking stupid.
It's the beer brewers. the judges, they know what they're going into. They are being critical of what they drink, and you have to pay to be part of the competition. So it's not entire slop. You're gonna be, so it's I'm a bit sad that that's the way they're going. Well, that of course forces us to, hey, we have ants now. But that of course forces us to either go pro to enter the national competition, or on just not enter. And if I know Andre, he would be registering our brewery in a matter of seconds, if that's the
Fuck
decision
yeah.
we're going with. So right now we're just looking at what makes sense for us, because why it's really an upscale in effort to just join a normal competition. So maybe we should do a regional one instead, to see
Yeah,
if
let's go for it.
it's not that regulated. But yeah, that's it. The tax people are probably going for those next, so who knows. So we are moving on to the next beer we are trying to make for this festival. And
Yeah,
what we have discussed is that we do not want this to be a dark one. We want it to be a lighter, more easily drinkable beer than the first
yeah.
one.
This should be the refreshing beer after you have returned from the mosh pit.
And it's kind of, in my when I thought about what role this beer should take, I was thinking that this should be you know a sidekick beer. It's not the beer we it's not the beer we want, but it's the beer we deserve. It's the the Robin to our Batman we just made right here. So I think that we should do something that plays into plays into our current setup,
Into the
with,
current meta.
with the Berserker, or we should just and we haven't really figured what we wanted to do, because I also argued earlier that we want maybe we should do one of our beers from Multiverse, and in that way it's really a sidekick because it's not themed towards the festival.
Yeah, I have thought about that because we talked about that off camera, and uh, I just feel like it's a metal festival. Both of them needs to be metal themed. I think it's a shame not to. It should at least have some reference to metal or rock culture.
Hmm? Okay, so if we're going
But before that, I will open my lunchbox
yeah.
because I have finished my dark beer as a proper adult Mikkel. And my second beer is called New Tides. It's by a Danish brewery called Stepping Stone. They are one of the bigger craft breweries. They have expanded quite a lot over the last few years. Now they have multiple events and festivals each year. They're doing really well, and yeah. So it's a pilsner, and it's very traditional when it comes to the hops. It's 50% Saaz, and then it's 50% Strisselspalz.
Hmm?
My German is good. Saaz und Strisselspalz.
I
Goes
have
well with Mikkel being a proud white boy.
Yeah, I feel like that's really a proud white boy theme you have going. Um, so the rest of my beer has a lot of gunk. That's why I was freaking out earlier. But I have brought a pleasant new addition from Carlsberg. And it is, of course, Nordlyst, which is Nordic Lust, which is a session Pilsner. And Andre is about to call me boring. But what I will say is that this is dry hopped. So the focus of this beer is the hops. And
That's
that,
actually pretty unique for a very big industrial brewery. Or at least it's not something they what's it called show if they are actually doing it. But yeah,
yeah, it's really not that prevalent. But I think it's really interesting because our boys at Bad Seed were one of the front runners on trying to get hops back into Pilsner. And I
oh
think,
yeah,
and I think
make Pilsner hoppy again.
yeah, and I think that this really just shows that craft beer is the frontier of beer brewing.
Yeah, there is actually a small movement, especially supported by with the brewery Badsy Brewing, where they really want to say the Pilsner is going to be the next huge thing in craft brewing, and they've been saying that for 5 years or so now. And I really love the idea. I love an amazing Pilsner. Lagers are amazing, but they just have the disadvantage of taking so much time to make. So, from when you have made your first niche craft Pilsner and you have made it, and then you get the response, and then you need to maybe adjust the recipe or make something completely different, that's a year in total easily. Like a proper lager, let it sit for 6 months and just develop amazing flavor. So it can never compete with interesting IPAs because they take so little time to make compared to and trends and time of year and whatnot. The Pilsner has a hard time in this fast moving society of capitalism we are living in.
Yeah, so IPAs are actually a comment on capitalism,
Hmm.
a product
It
of it.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course it is. It was partially made for transport over the Atlantic.
Okay, maybe we should start by. I feel like the vibe coming from you is that we don't do a multiverse beer for the second one.
I
Um,
would honestly think it's a shame.
then we should. I think we should uh, narrow the style down and then work from there.
Yeah,
And what I hear from you is that you want a lighter, fresher beer. As an energizer. Um,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, an Energizer. That I like that. So it's like a new battery, so you're ready for the mosh pits.
Mm. Um,
Mosh pit battery.
so if it is an energizer or battery or something like that, then we should do some metal. Isn't there like electric metal themes or something like that? Heavy.
Like are you thinking about power metal or
Power
something?
metal, that's what I'm looking for, yeah. So we could do some, and you have a Sabaton tag on you. We should do some power metal beer. A hype beer, something like
Yeah,
that's really,
I
yeah.
like that. A power metal beer. But yeah, it should be an energizer. So what would an energizer be? It would be a light beer in color, not too like it must not be more malt forward than a Vienna lager
Mm.
or a Weissbier, wheat beer. I think we could go something in that area, and because if you get some amount of maltiness, then you know the malt, it's energy, it's liquid bread. Then you are ready for the mosh pits, but it should not be too heavy so you can't jump without puking.
Yeah.
And then the hop profile should be uh, quite neutral, I would say. Like it should be balanced between a tint of bitterness and maybe some floral aromatic notes that goes really
So
yeah, well, hand in hand.
so
It could
maybe
be a SARS beer.
yeah, and maybe yeah. So dry hop, some floral notes, as you said. Um,
Yeah.
that could really
Uh,
so sauce and then go floral hop as a
Yeah.
second.
Like if we use SARS as our primary bitter hop, it has a very low alpha acid percentage.
Mm.
It's a very traditional and commonly used on continental Europe as your bitter hop in lagers.
Mm.
But then we have the thing that we should look into lager styles, which is hop fermented,
Mm.
which is weird as fuck. Yeah, because lager means it's bottom fermented. It takes a long time, low temperature, top fermented. That is ales. It takes a very short amount of time. So yeah, we have a California Common,
Mm.
which is very much in family with what's called the Vienna Lager, just top fermented. We have actually a California Common recipe. We posted the video on Benderbrau. That's a California Common.
Yeah.
Then we have Kölsch, which is a top fermented lager, which we are officially are not allowed to call it Kölsch because it's restricted to the area around Köln.
Yeah, but we don't sell it, so um,
So we do what we want.
yeah, but
Oh,
I like the idea of not calling it the Kölsch because it's cooler to be like our own
yeah.
thing. But just to go back to the theme, because I think the theme really solves the beer, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
If we are doing power metal,
I think the name could be Power for the Metal.
mm? Because
Because then it's not just a genre where you really feel like I don't necessarily think that power metal is a light ale or pilsner type,
mm.
but I don't know.
I think for me I was like, okay, could we reference something in the metal power metal area with the beer, you know and I only really know like Sabaton because I'm a white boy that don't know nothing. um Ailstorm is also some guys that do some,
Pi-
but that
Yeah,
pirates,
that's
right?
that's more pirate punk kind of
So
thing.
yeah, you that there's my knowledge. So I was kind of I wanted to know pick your brain about what could be if we don't want to do Sabaton, we could do Sabaton, or do something that references um something in the culture that people would get, and it's within the power metal genre subgenre of metal. And I of course my only bet is something like Swedish pagans doing a pagan beer, but I don't know. That doesn't really get hype. We could do a whoa beer, but that could just as well be a lot of other things. So yeah, I'm just talking so you can keep thinking.
Yeah, it's a hard one because I listen to, yeah, I like Sabaton, but it's not the genre of metal I hear the most. But there is, of course, Dragon Force, where it's high pumped. It goes really fast. And then you have Hammerfall, which is also somewhat medieval inspired. So, like, if you think about Sabaton and Hammerfall, then we have some medieval. We could go like old school, maybe be inspired by meat, but use honey. But you are a vegan, so we can't do that.
Agave syrup.
Uh,
Let's do some agave instead.
agave. No, we should not use agave.
Mm,
I like using agave when cooking. It's amazing.
mm,
Screw conventional meat production and all that, but
yeah. Um, in Great War is just that is, from Sabaton is just going through my mind right now. I think that's
yeah,
I like to start with the theme because then we can set direction and like make real choices based on that.
yeah,
I know
and
it's easier
and
to
I've
say
yeah.
what's gonna taste great, but you
Yeah.
know
Well, if Circle of Death is going to be what we are saying is like the big
yeah.
objective on the podium, and this other beer should be somewhat of a sidekick. I like the idea that it's inspired by a genre like power metal, but we could also be super stupid and go like, yeah, okay, we're going Windrose, even more subgenre of power metal. We're going dwarven power metal. Uh,
I feel like that's really a good idea. I think it's we can.
because then it's an ale, and it's just like a proper ale, boys.
Mm,
For when going deep into the mines.
I think that's a really good idea. I love that. It's Diggy Diggy Hole is really a an empowering song for me.
Yeah.
Um,
To Erebor!
they also have a song called Rock and Stone. That's,
Rock and Stone!
oh my god, they have, yeah, okay, that's really, I like that theme. It's the reason I didn't want to do Sabaton is because I think it is for the crowd we are trying to hit, and I don't know the crowd, so I'm just guessing. It could be too mainstream. It's really an indie
I would say
scene.
it's a 50-50, I would say. Because they are not the people who goes there is not pretentious pieces of shit. They know what they prefer themselves, but they are actually quite chill and is not bashing people on the amount of metal they are listening to or which metal bands you are listening to. They're actually quite chill and kind. It's the most chill festival in the world. It's like 60 to 70 young metalheads who just it's just a big garden party. Let's be honest.
Mm.
With a scene and a beer tent with a bar, and it's over the course of 3 days, and it's just lovely, and an amazing beer bowling tournament.
I really like. Okay.
But yeah, they're quite chill. So if you did something Sabaton inspired, like I've been to a Sabaton concert with the host of the festival actually.
Mm. But I think Windrose is a really good one if you think it's gonna fit in,
Yeah.
because
So
it
if you're
has the
going,
energy.
like I love that you are more hyped on Windrose and with the explanation. Oh, because I think Sabaton is too controversial. I feel like Windrose is one of the most controversial bands in heavy metal at the moment because they are so fucking gimmicky,
I know
even
nothing
more
of
than
the scene.
Sabaton.
I know nothing of the scene. My thing is, I don't want to go into an indie concert with here's some Carlsberg. Love that. You know, I don't want to do that. So I hope that that I can with you by my side try to fit in and say hello, fellow metalheads. Um, and and go by that route.
Yeah,
Um,
like Windrose is even more
I know nothing.
controversial.
I I have.
Well, I don't hate Windrose. I have a few of their songs on some of my playlists because it's just wacky and fun. Uh, and I love their cover of Diggy Diggy Hole. But yeah, like you could also go like Viking metal,
Hmm?
But yeah, I feel like some sort of ale.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, that's Teresa's. Uh,
Oh, they're also quite nice.
Teresa's. Yeah,
Yeah.
the only reason I know what their name was was that I googled on and then I got into Wikipedia, and then I saw this picture, and the picture of the guy with the red head and the black stripes is something I often see on Andres TV when he's playing Spotify. So that's and I really like that one actually. That's I like that
Yeah, the
when you.
March of the Varangian Guard. We are the Varangian. Na, 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 na. Yeah,
Folk metal
yeah,
is the subgenre they are into apparently, or
yeah.
Viking
So
metal.
like Viking metal, folk metal, like the difference is just not existing. But I feel like it's ale. It
Yeah, it is.
it's a storm of ale.
Is Ailstorm also
That could,
metal?
yeah, yeah, it is metal.
Okay, the reason I ask is because of the picture when I Google them.
Viking. Yeah.
Have a look at the picture.
What?
That's, I'm not even kidding. That's the first picture. Picture number two. They don't look tough, and I know that's a misconception. Okay. That looks
They do
cool,
not.
but these guys. But maybe they are more representing of of metal culture is that they sing some heavy tunes and then they're just some goofy guys.
Yeah. Well, I actually think it could be fun. Just yeah. So Alestorm, you got the name Ale. The name. We can make a beer called a Storm of Ale. Just to
Mm,
be weird and
mm,
goofy around it, and then make like a simple pale ale, which is somewhat balanced on like a very maybe just a really traditional English ale,
mm.
pale ale. Also, we've lost one of the greatest. Like we lost the Prince of Darkness in the last year, so
Mm,
and he was English.
mm. Okay.
Yeah, Ozzy, and there's this iconic film clip where he's just shit faced and he's just like, "Sure, someone went into my room and drinking my beers." And Sharon is just like, "You drank them yourself, darling." Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
So something like Ailstorm, but Ozzy Osbourne themed, actually.
I just think like an homage to just English beer culture and rock and roll culture in general.
Yeah, okay.
Like
Yeah.
you have like yeah, it's just good beer. I like
Oh,
English beer. Okay.
yeah. I do listen to War Pigs quite a lot. But that might be.
Yeah. But yeah, you got like besides Black Sabbath, of course, then you also have Iron Maiden, and they make lagers and pale ales in
Mm,
their collection.
mm.
Uh, yeah,
If you wanted to, you could go instead of Ale Storm, go Ale Typhoon, or play with.
yeah, that's why I said a storm of ale.
Yeah, but
Because I
as
feel like that's chuggable and haha, you just switched around the
yeah, yeah,
words.
yeah. I get it. I get it.
Too cringe.
I think a storm of ale. We are already doing, circle of death. So I think we should do something that's a little less off and more like an, a compact name. So do something like. I think.
Lavatory water.
Is that a reference I should know?
Nah, I just feel like it could be funny.
Okay.
Or lavatory water. It's Heineken.
Yeah, but then we should do an actual pilsner. Um, hmm, I think Storm gives some energy. I don't really. I still think I'm missing something in the theme here. Hmm. Ailstorm is they are pirate themed, right?
Yeah.
I think the only
Well,
song
we
I've
could also be
yeah
be like, okay, so an ale
yeah
is an English style of beer. We also have some legendary rock bands, metal bands from England, like Black Sabbath, Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, Motorhead, something like that. In Motorhead, Lemmy was known for just chugging a bottle of Jack Daniels a day. Like we could. This is a generation of old people in where they were just shit faced on high on drugs all the fucking time. Some of the band members, everyone had just one stupid person in the band. We could maybe say, okay, because we are force carbonating, then when we are carbonating, we don't have to think about the ABV. So we could maybe take a fun little take on the ale and mix it with gin.
hmm?
So it's like it's very English. You actually have oh, now it's becoming history nerdy. So back in the days, there are two paintings which is supposed to sit together. It's called Beer Street and Gin Alley, and the difference is that Gin Alley is the poor people. People are dead. There is a woman who is losing her child while breastfeeding because she is busy drinking. It's like the proletariat's drink. It's cheap. You get a lot of alcohol for nothing. While sophisticated Englishmen, of course, on beer alley or something like that. Yeah, they drink beer. It's so yeah, you have like a clash of the classes. Oh, that's actually a cool name, class of classes.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't know how. And there's like a lot of these old school bands. They came from the proletariat. It was working class people. You know, Ozzy Osbourne sang "Working Class Hero," an amazing song. It was some working class people who started this rock and roll genre, or at least made it like the metal. It was a protest towards the establishment. You also have like punk rock and all of these genres of rock. It's a fuck you to the ruling class.
I feel like
So an ale mixed with gin. It's so fucking nerdy history and
it's
social wise.
this is insanely highbrow class. You know, so there was this painting. But I really like the clash of class. I think that's a good theme, and if we can kind of get some of that, if we can get the British culture, the get some Ozzy Osbourne into the, thematics of the beer. I think that it would be insanely on theme for you to bring a clash struggle beer into the festival, and I think it would go really well if we, you know. Also, I just mentioned Warpix because it's on my playlist. That's also a class, critique. So I think it's well within the rights to bring that into
But
the.
can we get blood of bats before Saturday?
Just real blood of bats.
Yes, bat blood.
Into the beer. I don't know whether or not that's allowed.
It's just to be more true to Ozzy. You look like you don't know what I'm talking about.
I don't, but me googling where to buy bat blood is probably getting me on some list right now.
Okay, so there was a thing like once Black Sabbath held a concert and someone threw a bat up on the stage and Ozzy took the bat and just bit off the head. He was shit-faced high on drugs, so he just thought, oh, someone threw something on the stage, let's just take a bite of it.
Hmm. Okay. And that kiss is how Corona was made. I don't. Okay. I don't. What I get is Center for Biological Terror. When I Google this, so maybe I don't.
Well,
I
okay, if we make a red ale, I know we talked about pale ale, but red ales is somewhat soft, and we call it blood of the bats.
Okay, okay. Blood the bats. Then we all on some vampiric things.
Well, it would be like everyone would know it was an Ozzy Osbourne reference besides you.
I will take your word for it, and let's do that then. I am changing the name from Clash of Class to Blood of the Bat. Okay, and we are doing a 25-liter volume
Of red ale.
of red ale. So
That
Flanders.
is also a style of beer which is very different to what is usually being sold at the festival. So we are actually where I feel like, of course, a pale ale is not the same as a lager. But I feel like the red ale is further away from a normal pilsner than a pale ale is. So we are actually giving something way different.
That's great. I want something weedy because I want some. It needs to be sugary and sticky.
Yeah,
But maybe Caramel could help us with that also. I haven't used the malt, so it's really a bet. But
but the flavor profile I read on it, it says it's going to be quite sweet. So you could maybe say that the caramel should substitute part of our base malt, uh, and not substitute any ratio of the caramel malt, because we need a lot of caramel malts to get this malt's red-ish color. Yeah, it is. I don't know about my rant about like, oh yeah, red ale is way more different than the typical pilsner. It's the top fermented equivalent to a Vienna lager, of course. Yeah, but it feels way more different than, yeah. Stop me.
I can't. I can type. Why is it not? Nope. There's no caramel malts. Then it's only Cara. Then they have Cara Munich, and that's high ABC. Cara Munich.
Let me just.
And we have Cara Munich.
I feel like that's pretty neat.
Do we need a higher ABC? Because apparently Cara Munich is like this. So if you use third, you have higher ABC, and then do 500 of that. And then we have a ABC of 24, which is probably in the middle where we're going. It's in the high end of the ABV.
What does the calculator say regarding our EBC?
EBC 24 out of in an interval of 20 to 32, so we have a little bit more room.
Yeah, I think we should give it a bit more.
Okay, let's do 1,000. Then we are above, so 900. Then we are 31. Is there a certain malt type that could give it more red?
Well, the red is pretty much just a light use of caramel malt.
Yeah, definitely. I'm. If there is something we could do to.
I actually don't know what makes it red. Is it the yeast?
And we have brewed red ale before. I just want to say that.
I can't remember that.
It was a beer we called Rød Front.
Oh, I did not participate in much. I was only bottling it. I didn't.
You were there. You were there.
Oh, then I'm confusing it with another one.
Yeah, you were there. I'm sure. I'm certain. Okay, so.
Can we get something called Cara Red?
Cara Red.
Because I just began Googling how to get the most amazing red color. And there is a specialty grain called Red X Malt or Cara Red.
We have a Red X Malt, and we have Cara Munich. Yeah.
Then go for a Red X Malt, because then it should make it more crimson in color.
So we instead of Cara Munich, we do Cara Red.
I think you should. Yeah, sure, go for it. Why not? I haven't tried that.
And then we have 28 to 32, 28 to 30. Okay, then we'd still need something to get the EBC higher.
Okay, so here it says that
let me show you.
Red X Malt is not giving much to the flavor profile, only color. So maybe we can actually still.
I think we need to
Uh,
use at least a kilo then. But we do get a high ABC of that then. ABV, of course, we have a 6.6 now, and we use 1 kilo of red, 1.5 of Cara, and 4.5 of Pilsner.
yeah, maybe we should have just like a small amount of like 50-50 of Cara Red and Cara Malt. So we still get the. So if you take like, I would say like 400 grams of what's it called, caramel, in addition to the 1,000 kilos of no, it's not 1,000 kilos, 1,000 grams
A
of Cara
thousand
Red.
kilograms. Okay.
1,000 kilograms of caramel.
If we do this, then we are at 26 EBC. So we have 45, 10, 10, and 4.
Yeah, and I think what I just read about the Cara Red or the Red X mold is that I reckon that we should have as close to the bottom limit of the EBC range to make sure that the red color will become more prominent.
The bottom limit is 20, and we are at 26, so we can cut a little bit.
Nah,
We
just go
could
for it.
we could do 350, and then we are at 25, or we can do 300, and then we are at under. So we should do no. If we do 300 Cara Munich, then we are at 24 EBC, and then so we are close to the bottom. We could do something with the Cara Hell also if we wanted to, but I think
Yeah,
I think
I
one
think the
kilo.
ABV is in on the high note actually. So like we shouldn't add more molds.
No, I mean
I feel like
cut down. So instead of 1 kilo, we do 800 grams. Then we are down to 6.2, and then we are at. So maybe we do 4. Do this. The Pilsner does nothing but add sugar. So we could actually do this, and then do this, and then we are at 20 ABC, and we are at 4.6 ABC. ABV. I think that's really the sweet spot, actually.
yeah,
That's
and
that's
then we
really
need
nice because we don't
to
need a
get
high
some.
ABV for the energy boost. And I
No, it
really
should be refreshing.
I really I didn't get what you meant by blood of the bat, as a energizer, but I can actually see what you mean now. It really is like it gives
Ozzy
energy.
needed some energy at the stage.
I can see what you mean by it. Yeah, yeah, definitely. So we are gonna do some hops for this one, and we said we wanted to do SAS.
Not necessarily. That was when we talked about the more lager inspired. I feel like right now we are close to making a somewhat close to traditional red ale. So I think we should maybe look into English hops. So that could be, for an example, be Fugel
Hmm?
or East Kent Golding. Some of these very basic, typical, not too high alpha acid English hop types.
When we brewed last time, it was prime. It was actually only East Kent we used. So maybe
That was
it's
a bit too boring.
yeah. I think the hops were nearly non-existent in that one.
Yeah, we can use it like as our bitter hop.
Yeah, and nothing more. It's a nice,
Yeah, it should be like our bitter hop. Like take that one for an hour, and then we need something to be a bit more aromatic. Also because I don't feel like the red ale should be too bitter. We should look at these low alpha acid hops.
They should really sort them by acidity instead of name, because what am I gonna do this with Okay, but we do need an aroma hop. So maybe we just go. We have East Golding as an aroma hop. Um,
But
we
yeah,
have
I feel like it's
fo-
okay to use an aromatic hop as your bitter hop when we don't want too much bitterness.
I feel like Equinox or Record would be insane name pools for this one.
Why not both?
Let's,
But
well,
yeah, records.
Record is a Belgian hop that is very aromatic. Uh, I was confused as well because I thought that was something that should describe the hop, but it was a political compass. So I was like, okay, so this hop is very leftist. Let me have a look.
Ah, yes, a left-leaning hop, like a provocative hop that stands up against the terror regime called capitalism.
Okay, okay, maybe we are a bit optimistic on what type of hops we can get. Maybe we are not.
Then just some galaxy.
That could be it.
It could actually be pretty neat.
Yeah, just a shame. I really like the names.
Yeah, and Galaxy, like if we had made like a glam rock or power metal more inspired beer, it would have been amazing. But here we still get a reference somewhat. I feel like it's glam rock more
We
than power.
Well, there's an hop called Vic's Secret on on Brygladen. Interesting. There's even more interesting, themes for our first beer: Viking and Vanguard. um,
Yeah, isn't Viking a malt type?
um, I think it is, but it's also a aromatic hop. Developed in 1968 in England. Okay, I will stop this stun lock and I will write Galaxy because it's a overall nice hop. And if we do that for 30 minutes at 20, maybe 30 grams for 30 minutes, then we are above our IBU limit. Holy low. I think a Galaxy is a bit on the heavier side for a red ale, if I'm gonna be honest.
You might be right.
I don't think that that's gonna fit. We can do 15 for 30, but it's gonna be in. I don't know. What are you thinking? Should we substitute it for something more traditional, or just go for it?
Yeah, I think so. I like that it's a bit more to the traditional side of
We of course
yeah,
use
of
the
the beer
Irish
trial.
red ale because we are part of the IRA. Um,
Come out, you black times, come out and fight me like a man.
we have Challenger. That's a really good name. And we have brewed with it before.
Yeah, we have.
Um, Can you? I think it is a bit challenging on the. Okay, my bet is either we do Fogel, Challenger, or Northern Brewer. And my reasoning for it is that Fogel is, as I remember it, quite mild. So if we want a fresh one, we should do something like chill. If we want something more intense, then we do Challenger, and Northern Brewer is like the safe choice. What do you say?
Safe choice.
Safe
Because
choice.
because this really needs to be yeah, crowd pleaser. This should be refreshing. This should be something that is not too much fuck you in the face.
I am in this. So, Northern Brewer is a well-known dual-use hop developed by Valle College. It is minty and resinous, and bitter and aromatic. It is also a bit leftist on the libertarian side, if you have the political profile. And it is it is it is very herbal. If we do the Challenger, we are much more spicy, but also herby.
Or, or that could be really interesting, but I think it would be for a different crowd.
Then we have Challenger is a hop bred in Y College. It is it's actually part of the Northern Brewer stem, so it's developed from
Mm.
Northern Brewer with a downy mildew resistant, and it is it is also dual purpose. It has a resin pine thing going, as Northern Brewer also has. And the last one I said was Fogel, right? So we do a
Yeah,
Fogel harbor profile.
very traditional Fogel.
Yeah, I think that's really Fogel is really a normal pick. It
Yeah,
is
but it's
very
just
okay. So Fogel is when we look at the profiles, Challenger is very herbal, but spicy. Northern Brewer is very herbal, but also floral, and but not very spicy at all, actually. So Northern Brewer is more well-rounded than Challenger is. Very much actually. Challenger is not floral at all. And then we look at Fogel, which is not for it. It's more So I see Challenger as like the aggressive one. Um,
would it be
that
fun to dry hop with it?
I see. No, I just see it as a very herbal one. Then I see Fogel as a very resin one. So if you can, do you see the stream? So I'm just comparing the different graphs.
Yeah, but there's
I
a
I
somewhat of a delay. I'm sorry.
fair
And
enough.
also, I accidentally got inspired.
Fair enough. I when I look at
I
when I
got the
look
logo.
when I look at this, I think we need to go with Northern Brewer. And my argument is that we need floral, and we need tropical, and we need citrus, and we need berry. When we look at the other
Yeah,
profiles,
yeah,
it's very herbal, resin, spice focused, and
yeah.
I
So
think
to make a good all-round flavor profile, so
yeah.
it got a bit of everything. Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so with East Kent Goading, we are going Northern Brewer. And we are safe within the limits, so I'm just gonna add a second Northern Brewer, this time at 10 grams for 15 maybe. And then maybe we do East for we do 25 again for 5 minutes. And the reason I want to do this is because there's a difference when you know, if you do some intense last minute, you get different types of alpha acids.
So the longer time a hop boils, the more alpha acids and therefore bitterness will be extracted from the hop. The first things that will be extracted is the aromas, the esters. These um, esters are flavor and scent, and I actually think it's an oil, and it is extracted before the alpha acids.
And I feel like
So you can,
with this setup, we are
you,
really good.
yeah.
We do a
So it's
east,
really
north,
fun
and north, and
to
east.
fool around with what is it called, very heavy alpha acid hops and using them as aromatics, and then you're only boiling them for like 5 minutes or something like that, and you get something totally different out of them.
Yeah. Okay, so we are now at our limit at IBU. We could do a dry hop. We could also don't do a dry hop. What are you saying?
I don't feel like a dry hop.
Okay, and then I think we need to. Should we also do a wet yeast for this one?
Yeah, definitely. Like we should, I think we should really treat the festival with some quality yeasts. Nothing wrong with the cheap dry yeast, but there is just so much flavor in yeast. Fungi is very easy to adapt and change genetically, so you can on a molecular level just change the flavor of a fungi, and it's also often taking the flavor of whatever you're feeding the fungi. So it's you can fungus is amazing. It's beer. It's good beer.
We have an Irish yeast ale that is not
Oh, that's
on.
perfect.
I am gonna find it. Maybe our friends at hmm, hmm. Well, at least these guys have it, so we can buy it. But
Nice.
yes, 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 yes. We can of course buy it in bulk from Yeastman.
Go for it. I
I
dare you. I
I
double dare you.
I am just gonna add it, and then I'm gonna say we are going Irish. Boom. And we are also doing 30 days for this one, and we're doing 20 degrees. Okay, we are well within the limits of our chosen style. We have an IBU that's in the higher side of a red ale, but we have a EBC on the lower side. I think it's also a low ABV, so I think that's also gonna contribute to the energetic part of it. I think we're
Yeah.
really playing with something here.
And if it's good enough for us to drink blood of the bats, then it's good enough for all of us.
We have, for you, my friends, over the last 2 hours, created two beer recipes. These two recipes are something that we are gonna make into a real beer on Saturday. So tuning in then. I think that's gonna be a really long stream.
Yeah,
Um,
I could easily imagine that that would be a 10-hour stream.
yeah. So tune in for that. We are gonna be a lot more interactive than we have been today. Um, So of course, give that some energy and hit us up with some comments along the way. So the day might be a little bit shorter. But I think with these two recipes, we are well equipped to handle our challenge of creating beer or for a metal festival. How are you feeling?
Uh, I've been sitting in front of a computer the whole day, so I had a really hard time in the last half an hour to concentrate.
I could
Hello.
feel that.
I got peer reviewed ADHD. I'm sorry, but I made cute drawings.
So without
But yeah,
keeping
I really like the beers that we came up with. I feel like an homage to Aussie, a red ale, blood of the bat. That's pretty cool. But also like Circle of Death, and then it's heavy on the malts. It's a punch in the face of the hops, and the spirits makes you go flying. That's fucking metal.
I can't wait to see what the crowd says about these beers.
Yeah.
But let's see each other on Saturday and do some real beer when we get to that. I don't think I'll keep you any longer, Andre. We have a long day ahead of us tomorrow, so I'll just say thank you very much
It's
for
St.
watching.
Hans. We have to drink beer in front of a fire.
That's why it's a long day, because we also have a Wednesday coming up. So I
Yeah.
I will just say thank you very much for watching. Please follow along. There will be some Instagram posts in the near future about getting a some new grej, as we say in Danish.
Equipment.
So follow along for that. Other than that, I'll just have to say that
See
keep
you in
watching the
hell, assholes.
yeah. See you in hell. And keep watching these two, the only two white guys under 30
From
in
Denmark.
Denmark, streaming right now. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
About beer, of
Thank you very
course.
much.
Bye.